Hey everybody, my name is SirCrest, and today I'm going to be taking a look at a game called Salt. Now, given the open and blue and free atmosphere of this menu screen, you might have an idea of what Salt is about, and the word Salt also might be an indication. Salt of the Earth, perhaps. Salt is an open-world, procedural survival game, and those words probably bring about certain feelings, as in, wait, do we not have enough of those? Well, probably. But Salt tries to have its own style. It's not, to me at least, it doesn't feel like it's, as of yet, trying to necessarily copy any particular style of game. It has its own feeling to it. And given how they describe their studios, they're aiming for a particular feeling. Now, Salt is developed by Lavaboots Studios, which is a three-person team based in Alabama, I think. And they've been working on Salt for 2 years now. Now, I mean, that was based upon the saltthegame.com's description and development log and stuff like that. Now, that may be, from the initial talks of, hey, we should make a game. Or, hey, I got the tools, let's get started. The starting of a project typically is not as clear-cut as many people would like to assume. So I don't know what that 2 years actually entails. What I can say is that as I'm recording this intro after I've already recorded the video, Salt has right now very little gameplay content for it. There's a lot of effort put into making a game get to the point where you can actually develop the game part. Working on all the menu systems, the world generation, the graphic systems, all that stuff. This is based on Unity, so I'm sure there are some shortcuts I could take, but think of this as, while this game is on early access, on its own early access, it's not on Steam early access, think of it as kind of its first foray, its first arrival into the public, showing how much game they currently have. Now, personally, as of my conclusions of this game so far, I don't think it's ready for early access, because within maybe an hour, you can craft almost everything in the game. Due to some limitations in the game, with random drops and stuff like that, you're limited. But right now, the game just doesn't have much in it. But instead of kind of spoiling my points, I will let the game run. But first of all, before you get that, there is a launcher where you can change settings like graphical quality, which has like low, medium, high, resolution, and windowed. And then you have in-game. For new game, you have a seed, you have the game mode, permadeath, for hardcore, and then you have the name of the world. You also have options. Yep, alright. And that's all there is. So let's get started. So unfortunately, I am joining this world at night, but it is like 5:30 a.m., so we should see sunrise very soon. Now, I'll talk about the visuals in a bit, but basically, I have a couple tools here. I have a sword, which I can put away. I have bow and arrow. I think both are the hardwood. I have a torch, and with the torch in my left hand, I can access certain things which are obviously one-handed. So I can do things like a pickaxe, or I have a compass here, which is actually seems to react rather realistically. Now that would be hard to actually program. And so, really what this game, I always make comparisons, but I would say it's striving for the forest type of world style, but in a Minecraft way. I don't know if that makes sense. Basically, it's first person. It's meant to be things where you can craft, you explore, you fight things and people. In the case of this game, it's you're fighting pirates who are here and there. There's a deer over there, which, you know, have meat and antlers, which you can use. But as I've been playing this, in a weird way, it has the same type of experience as Minecraft Alpha. So it's very early in development, because I think this game has certainly a lot of potential, although, depending on how early you look at a game, everything is at some level potential. But I just wanted to say that it has a similar feel to Minecraft Alpha, like, you know, 4 years ago Alpha, back when I first started playing that. There is a full day-night cycle which runs in, I wouldn't say real time, but it, you know, it moves throughout the system. And everything has a shadow, except for the grass, which is pretty primitive. Come on, morning. It's getting bright out. You should be able to see the horizon change. Let's see. That is west. So, the sun should be coming up over here, right? Oh, there we go. Finally. Okay. That's all I wanted. Just to be able to show you the morning cycle. There we go. That's pretty. So like I said, there is a full day-night cycle. It's not real-time as in it's not 24 hours, obviously. It's, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes? I'm not entirely sure. That's just based upon my my own experiences. But it's a full shadow system, like I said, except for the grass, which is kind of odd. Half-Life 2 style. But the trees will cast their full shadows. And there's a random deer. So probably what you're noticing right now is that this game does not really look all that great. And I would agree. Okay. This is something I knew I was going to have a tough time with. There's games that I've criticized. I didn't like, so I criticized them harshly. There are games that I liked, so I overlooked a lot of things. I'm going to try to be fair, but basically, this game doesn't look very good, but, you know, I'm fully aware, and I hope you all are fully aware that, you know, this game could completely change visually. Not all games are incredible out the gate. What I will say is that the feel of the game and I wouldn't say the art style, because right now a lot of it feels like placeholders, but the overall feel is very open, kind of light. One of the things on their page is talking about how, let's see here, Lavaboots Studios is a company that was founded based on the purpose rather than the product. Have you ever played a game that gave you a feeling? If you have, then you know exactly what we are talking about. It's something that sticks with you for the rest of your life. It's funny how something like a game can imprint itself on you. It is our mission to create worlds in which, woven within their threads, is the magic that will each enchant and improve your life forever. While I think that particular statement is a bit much, I kind of know what they're going for. This game does have its moments of, wow, that's pretty cool. Specifically the sailing. I keep going back to it. The type of control style of Amnesia, where you just grab onto something and move it, is present in this game, but not as much as I would like. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's talk about what the game is. Salt is, again, an open-world procedural survival experience. So you go around, you collect items like we saw before. I picked up some plants and some wood logs, and you can craft them. In various menus, you can make the pickaxes, or the clubs, or the swords, or the arrows, or boats, and you know, you progress from there, and you explore island to island. Now, it is procedurally generated, but based upon a seed. I was reading one of the blog posts that they have on their site, and he talked about how it's kind of similar to No Man's Sky in a sense, because it doesn't save the world, it saves yourself, but it regenerates the world when you load it, and it's reproducible. You can also notice the surprisingly good shadow map. Unfortunately, the range is very small. You can actually see it peters out pretty closely. Look at the distance there, and there you go. Yeah, one thing I would probably be okay with is if the shadow range was significantly farther, but it used better softening on the shadows. They don't need to be this sharp unless the sun is a point light, which in real life it is not. So let's talk about the gameplay. So right here you can see a boulder, and these were recently renamed to weak boulders. And with the pickaxe or the club, okay, this sword doesn't work. With the pickaxe you can break it. You can also use the club, but it takes longer. You can see in the bottom left is the damage I'm doing. And in here you can pick up stone or flintstone, or for some other weak boulders which have different veins, you'll get things like hardstone, not hearthstone, but hardstone, and other ores like that, which can be crafted into pickaxes, for instance, or better arrows, or I'm trying to think of what the other one is. I think there might be only one item that uses the hardstone. Oh, and the menu. Menu is... see, it's hard to make specific criticisms when I know that a lot of it's going to change. But I will. So, here's the menu. Press tab to go into your general menu. Over here is equipped with the cross. I guess that's supposed to be a sword. Very, very primitive. Inside of here is unequipped items. You can... unequipped items that are equipable. So we have torches, and the number represents what key I have it for. Arrows, club. This is one of the first things you will make, and a worse short bow. In here are consumables and craftable items. And inside here is miscellaneous. And inside of here we have a crafting journal, and it actually gives you the actual recipes for what to craft. I don't know if I agree with that, but I think in the meantime, it's probably a good halfway point to give people exactly the information on what they need to make. So there's quite a bit in here that I have not yet crafted, like the scimitar, dagger, tripwire, boots, etc. But I have made a raft. Now the raft, or the sailing in general, is that the moon still there? I guess so. The sailing is probably the coolest part of it, in a very subtle way. It feels like Wind Waker, in a way. But this is how you explore. And sometimes you'll get stuck in them, or whatever, but it's not that bad. So you literally just jump on top of it. You press E onto the mast to open it up, and you will start moving. Very slowly. And you'll gain speed. And here's what I was talking about with it being kind of amnesia. I'm trying to think of other examples. You know, that penumbra style where you just grab it and you move it. And actually moves your craft. Now, currently, I don't think there is a wind system, because I can almost directly go into the wind. And while that may be possible in a regular ship with a keel, it is not possible in a raft, because that just doesn't function properly. But anyways, this is pretty cool if it's at night and you have your torch and your compass, and you're just, all you can see is the water rushing by and the sail. It's pretty fun. But I will crash it here. Currently, you don't need to pick up your raft. You can just leave it and press B again, and you can double click on it to spawn it. And I'll show some of that later as we get to a new area. The combat, you know, actually combating things, not that satisfying yet. And you can see the deer is just like an idle animation. I assume a lot of this is just placeholder Unity assets. In that case, I did 37 damage, and I think I already damaged this guy. Let's see. Typically, there is a good chance... Oh, I'm out of... Shit, I'm out of arrows. Well, the good arrows, at least. Now, where did he go? Is that him? So, as long as the shadow distance was farther, you know, there is a very nice feel to it. It obviously is lacking a lot of the modern nuances visually, but the feeling of these kind of isolated islands and forests is already pretty, rather quite strong. I would like to see just it be more immersive visually. So, with the looting, I really wanted to kill that deer. With the looting, the resource gathering feels right now very thrown together to make the game function, as in games like Minecraft, or that's probably my best guess. Minecraft, you know, you need to have a starting point from where you can gather items. Now, for Minecraft, you literally just punch a tree to get wood, and then you can make a wood axe, and then a wood axe and wood pickaxe, and you start to get stone, and then iron, and blah blah blah, and your adventure starts from there. In this, so you literally just find logs in the middle of, you know, I wonder if I can actually. Wait a second. Yeah, I got him. They kind of just go to sleep. They lay down. I can press E to gather. Oh, this was what I got before. So the logs basically are just laying around anywhere, which is not. It doesn't feel right. I mean, again, everything I say in this video is subject to change. I just want to make it clear that I've noticed these things, and it's me not just glancing over it. So I would like, for the sake of immersion, possibly, you know, maybe be able to find fallen trees that you can use, sticks, to basically you just need to create a more realistic ramping of progression, because right now you literally just find a huge log and you craft it, quote unquote, into a club, and then you mine a boulder with it somehow. I would like to see certain systems set in place to where more realistically it's a fallen tree, or randomly a tree will fall over. From there you can gather bark for fires, or maybe even logs that you can craft into handle or something for a weapon. But it might also be, you know, just for the sake of giving ideas, it could be that you pick up rocks and you have to craft them together in a sense in order to create a sharp edge to carve the wood. I mean, that begins to get pretty tedious, but the way it is right now in this game, you know, in the forest, I haven't played the forest, but I've seen a huge amount of content on it, and it's my understanding that in that game they get away with it because there's like a crashed plane or a boat that has all these supplies on it, and you can use those. So the key thing is finding a realistic spark of progression. So Minecraft, you literally just punch a tree, which obviously is not realistic. In the forest, you find it from ruins, from, you know, crashed civilization. In this, though, I think it could be done quite a bit better. Also, the boulders will just disappear on their own. But again, I don't know how many times I have to say this. Things will change. I do really like the feel of this game. So far, it's very real. It's very relaxing. I mean, just the sound of the game right now is actually pretty good. The ocean permeates these small islands. So that you don't, you know, in some other games, there's a huge fall off to where, oh, I'm more than 10 feet from the shore, so I don't hear anything. But in reality, you hear the ocean pretty far away in most places. So I like what they did with the sound. And what do you call it? The universal shadow system. That's not correct. The shadow system, you know, in around here, it reminds me of, I think I mentioned in my stream, this game reminds me a lot of Far Cry 2 in the openness of it. It has a lot of potential in that sense. I'll just loot that. So, what is the motivation to play this game? Motivations are very important. Well, it doesn't really have any besides find new islands, craft other things, and eventually craft the most expensive item, which right now is a sailboat. If I go to, let's see here, sailboat, 7 hardwood, 4 cloth, and right now I have no hardwood. I think I've picked up 2 hardwood. So what is there standing in your way? Right now, apparently there are bosses. I have not seen them, but I think I saw a screenshot for a giant spider. Which, I mean, there isn't much information on the game right now as far as the direction they're going, besides we want to add stuff, which is always good to hear. But if it is true there's like a giant spider boss, that doesn't sit too well with me. I think, I don't want to just go back to Minecraft, but Minecraft's early motivations were you find really cool terrain, really cool caves, and you build slowly, block by block, this huge area. And I think this game could do that. I have not found a cave yet in any world. I do not know if that's a feature. I don't know if that's planned. I think that would be really awesome given the style of this game right now, because the torch feels pretty cool to use. Basically, what I would like to see is, as of my current playtime, is a more emphasis on a more gradual build-up of, like I was saying before, that starting out. You pick up a log that fell off a tree. Not just a perfectly cut log, but a, fallen tree. You get stones to cut the wood. You create some sort of stick. You sharpen the stick, then you're able to hunt with it. You hunt with it, you get the bones from the animal, you create a sharper knife, maybe use it to cut down a small tree. Those type of small steps, I think, would the work involved would be more impactful. And would create a more realistic... I mean, look at this. Where is the nearest tree? Why is this perfectly cut? Again, it's just... It's kind of a proof of concept. It's a placeholder, but that's... I'm just trying to give up my thoughts. Also, my sailboat is still there. I do like the daytime, just because it feels very bright out and very barren. Let's visit another island. Let's see. I was going west, so I think I'll go this way. Basically, I was just going west the whole way. Let's up the menu here. Menu is a big problem for me. Oh, whoops. As many of you know, I am a stickler for UI. So, actually, let's face forward. I guess it's over there. As far as I know, I'm using the default world generation, so you all will be able to go to the same islands as me. As I was talking about before with the, I guess, those standing in your way, apparently there is a boss that I have not seen. There are also pirates that inhabit some of the islands. Supposedly, pirates are also on their own ships and own sailboats, etc. I have not seen that. And I hope I don't, because combat in this game is extremely unsatisfying right now. But you'll at night it's easier to find them at night because they'll have campfires typically. And you can see the smoke. I don't know if I've been to this one before. Yeah, I don't like that short shadow distance. Just looks strange. So I wonder if we can find some pirates on this. I don't think I've found any pirates during the day, but I think, like I said before, I think it's because they were near fires, and that's where I found them. Because of the fires. In this game, there are some ruins, if you can call them that. Basically, it's a collection of stone pillars and a central pillar that or central, you know, platform that has a chest on it, which you can loot. And it'll have things like specific rings to give you special abilities, or perhaps some plants. I've seen this before. The deer won't load their diffuse map, I guess, because he's gray. And if I get closer, his color might show up. Still looking gray. And the AI is not very good. Oh look, he's still not colored. It doesn't specify it's a gray deer or anything, and also, well, it does look like it does have some... Okay. It could be... It did look like there was a little bit of color artifacting for it. Oh, I completely forgot, there is health and hunger and stamina. Hunger affects stamina regeneration as well as the rate of HP regeneration, which I mean, it works for Minecraft, I guess. I don't want to constantly talk about Minecraft, but it works for Minecraft. I don't know if it's the best choice for this game. I think there should be some bleeding mechanics, which are annoying in games, yes, absolutely, but they make you not want to fight anything. And right now, it's... I think you just basically respawn at the same island. Or certainly at the 0 coordinates, or the island you already spawned at. So the view distances are actually really impressive for an early game. But the shadows are a bit disappointing. I mean, all you see is basically the lit side of the textures, but not any shadow map. So yeah, there isn't... I wish I could find a pirate. There isn't much in the game content-wise. Obviously, like I said before, it's been in development for 2 years, apparently, according to their website. So a lot of that probably was just building up the platform to support the actual development of the game itself. This is based on Unity. I'm going to go ahead and assume, just because the menus look like Unity, because there is a launcher, which has the, you know, quality, resolution, and controls. And as a player, I hate Unity, but it's very popular for developers. And I have nothing else to talk about because I'm just trying to find pirates who, by the way, are hilariously detailed. They look like something from, was it Microsoft Movie Studio from the 90s? Oh, it's another deer. Is it gonna, oh, it's gonna eat because I shot it. Oh, what's... Oh, I saw this before. Getting fruit off of trees. I never saw them before. Because well, I didn't starve, but my hunger was completely... Or my hunger was completely depleted. I don't know how you would say it. And I did not die. It just took forever for my stamina to regenerate. But there are some places where this game can look really pretty. Because, again, there's a difference between art style, art direction, and graphics. Graphically, the game is very primitive. But art-wise, I think they're going in a really good direction. I really would like there to be a relaxing survival game. A relaxing experience. This game right now is relaxing, but there isn't much there. There is no music, there's no drumming up of tension, there's no real threats besides the pirates, who I can't find. But when the sun does set, it could be a pretty nice experience. So I'm going to get on my boat here. My raft. I would like to keep playing in order. Oh! Okay. I would like to, eventually get my own sailboat. Which way is... Oh, so we're going west. Now, before I sign off, I want to go into the open ocean, as it were. Because it is relatively dynamic, in the sense that already you can see that it's starting to get a little bit, not choppy, but the waves can get pretty high, and that pretty much ramps up the farther you get away from an island. I don't know if that is purely calculated or what, but it can be pretty interesting when it's really late and you just have a torch and your sailboat's going up and down, and you can see the island, you know, in between the waves. Sailing off into the sunset. So my first impressions so far. There's not much here, gameplay-wise. Obviously, all games go through this phase. I think it was a bit early to claim it as being, it's early access. Because, I don't know, you can test it, but I would just say try the trial, because there is a trial on their website, saltthegame.com. But besides that, you know, obviously in all early access games, wait. Wait to see if it's in a state that you like. I haven't experienced any instability besides the frame rate will drop. The only bugs basically were enemies sometimes not seeing you, or deer just deciding to go to eat once they have an arrow in their head. And my boat will sometimes get stuck in my head when I place it. But outside that, the game just is pretty primitive. In both good and bad ways. Alright, I will see you later, everybody. Thanks for watching.